Hey everybody, welcome to Tone Talk with Mark Uzansky and Dave Friedman. How you doing? It's what is today? Tuesday at noon or about 10 after 12, and we have got a special lineup of pedal builders for today's the announcement that just came out just the other day for the world's largest pedal board. So I've got Brian Wampler, Ryan Dyke, Robert Keeley, and Josh Scott. And I had to point to all of you guys on my screen so I can remember. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Dave's actually tied up, everybody. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, Dave can't make the show. But I think we've got probably the maximum number of people we can have on here anyway. So
I feel intimidated being that it's like all the greatest builders in the world.
this is
And me.
It's an amazing group of people. Thank you so much for all you guys coming on. We're here today to talk about the world's largest pedal board that you guys just built with Sweetwater, and I wanted to talk about that with you guys because that's really like big news on the net right now, on YouTube. People posting about it, saying stuff about it, good and bad. So I wanted to talk all about that stuff today. So Josh, how are you doing?
I'm good. People are saying bad stuff on the internet.
No.
You know what? The one thing that I see on the internet that people are saying is, which it clearly is because they're not. You're being sarcastic. Actually,
I, especially with fellow builders, I had to say that.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm doing really good. It's good to be on here. My internet's working this time.
Yeah, so we can actually see you, see all your gear.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, you've been busy. You've been on vacation and stuff.
Yeah, I went on a little trip.
Cool.
I'm back in it.
And Ryan, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah. This is your first time on the show, so I think all the other guys have been on the show. But if you could tell us your company and a little bit about yourself, that would be great.
So I am the owner of Temple Audio Design. We do guitar pedal boards, as you saw on the world's largest pedal board there. Yeah, that's what we do.
Cool. So I want to just jump right in, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat and see what people are saying. But Brian, why don't you get us started and tell us, how did this start? 'Cause I know Rob Scallon has a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. So, go ahead.
And well, I'm just going to say he was his idea originally, I think.
I think Rob came to Sweetwater and was looking at the amount, the massive amount of pedals they have. And it's like, wouldn't it be great to do like a world record with all these pedals? And they thought, that actually is kind of a cool idea. So they started talking about it. I know they reached out to us asking, if we were interested in sending some pedals for it, and they were going to do, give all the pedals away at the end of it. And I was like, it'd be fun to just get everybody together and be part of the video.
Yeah.
So we all headed to Sweetwater. Was there for a few days and filmed the video, setting everything up and hooking up more boards than I ever cared to do again. Luckily, we didn't have to troubleshoot that much, which I honestly thought we'd spend like an entire day just finding the bad patch cable, right? And it was actually went fairly smoothly. So
That's cool. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to be like the biggest issue with doing it. When I heard about you guys doing it afterward, after it had already happened, but waiting for the announcement. But I was thinking to myself, like, there had to be some major issues. So, like, Josh, did you go into it thinking like this is going to be a nightmare?
Yeah, I got out of the car and immediately said, we're going to troubleshoot for an entire day. Like parking lot of the theater where we did it. I'm really shocked. I mean, and just like Brian said, every time I put my board together, and the older I get, the fewer pedals are on that board, and something's always wrong with the board, always. So we really didn't have any problems. It was kind of weird, honestly. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, Ryan was like the Superman of everything. And the power supplies, like the new full power supply, everything everyone was worried. You know, we're all kind of secretly like, I hope Ryan's power supply works.
Well, I've heard
I was included in that.
Yeah.
Unreleased product, and it's like, oh, okay, I hope it works, and it did.
And it
like,
did.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the well, since you brought it up, let's talk about the power supply, Ryan. Well, it's something new, right? That you guys are coming.
Yeah,
out
so
with?
it is something new. When Natalie talked to me about doing this, it kind of gave us a push to expedite and finish the development because it's something we've been working on for a while. And I kind of thought, what better place to test kind of a new concept, some new technology, than on the most ridiculous pedal board someone could possibly ever have. And so yeah, that drove us to finish it, and just barely in time. And as Josh said, everyone was nervous, and myself included, because I knew it worked, but knowing is it going to work in such a crazy setup was what had my nerves on end.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that's and Robert. So how'd you get involved? And can you tell us, like, how did the pedal builders all get involved? You know, I guess it's because you guys all sell your stuff through Sweetwater. Is that how it is?
I think so. I think that was kind of the genesis of it, is that Natalie probably pulled together a bunch of the Sweetwater resources that she had, and I was just glad to be a part of it. It was a lot of fun. I too was hesitant to think it was going to work right off the bat because of the power supplies as well. It's just always something that comes up. Is it a switching power supply? Is it common ground? Whatever. And then I thought, I've spent 2 days putting 12 pedals on a board. I don't know how this is ever going to work.
Yeah. Seriously.
And so it was a great thing. It actually went together pretty darn easy. The troubleshooting of, hey, how come this cable isn't plugged in? It was literally on that kind of small scale. Is like, oh, it just came unplugged. Oh, and otherwise, I think the whole thing went really well.
Yeah,
I think there's only like one bad switch out of 300 and some pedals, which is, I mean, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
It was actually just a little bit intermittent. It would work 90% of the time.
Right.
That's crazy. And you guys had, so the rules were based, and I imagine that the rules were based on the previous record that had been won. So in order for you to break that record, you had to go by the rules of the previous record. Who knows that answer?
I'm not sure. I think it was really strict. There were some crazy rules. Do you know, anyone actually know?
I think it's actually Guinness's rules, if I recall, because I was part of the one in 2008, and it wasn't anything like that. It was, you know, do whatever you want, however you want.
Oh, really? So they kind of
Because I mean, at the time, I don't know if it was originally like a Guinness thing, but I think they ended up getting the Guinness recognition. But it was in Nashville right after Summer NAMM in 2008. I think it's 2008, and it was quite a bit different than the Clyde Theater, you know, with Sweetwater. Not, you know, nothing bad, just when Sweetwater goes big, they go big. Yeah.
Well, even the racks, I mean,
around.
even the amps, they didn't just have one stack. They had to have a whole.
Oh, yeah, you had the Yngwie Malmsteen stack behind you. It was crazy.
Yeah. Smoke and drones and lights and the guitarist from Rush and like.
Right, and the guitarist from Rush. That's, I mean,
I mean, a little crazy.
How do you top having Alex Lifeson play through all that? Were you all you guys there for that when Alex was there, or was that after?
He just
walked
in. Yeah.
Like, you guys didn't know that he was walking in, or did you?
I think we knew a couple minutes before.
Yeah, someone murmured that, and I honestly couldn't remember who Alex Lifeson was, which they me. But
I'm so disappointed.
I was like, oh crap, yeah. You know, sorry. It wasn't Mike McCready.
Oh.
I didn't like my mind.
Okay, well, we'll give you a pass.
Alex was actually at my hotel the night before, so I'm sitting there having dinner.
That's weird.
in walks Alex, and I'm like, holy crap! Good to meet you. I just want to let you know you basically influenced my entire guitar playing life.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
No pressure, but yeah, it was really cool to sit down and like have a beer with them, and just talk about everything under the sun,
Right, and if he, sorry, go ahead, Josh.
No, I was saying he was super nice, really.
Oh
nice.
yeah.
Hey, the funny thing is that I've been hanging with Brian before that, and we were cussing and discussing where we were going to eat steaks or whether we were going to have sandwiches. And I'm like, I think I'm going to go up to my room. Brian texts me a little bit later, and he's like, you sure you don't want to come downstairs? And I'm like, no, I'm cool, man. I think I'm going to go ahead and miss out on talking to Alex Lifeson with you. Yeah, let me go ahead and check in early like the dad I am.
That's right. I forgot. We were going to go out to
Oh,
dinner.
my gosh. Hey, but I did see Steve Vai at the hotel during Gear Fest. So
there you
go.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
But no, the Alex Lifeson thing I thought was very, very cool. My son's a drummer, and so we're all full of Rush in our house. So that was really amazing to see.
Did you see Rob Scallion's video by chance, Robert?
I did.
Did you notice that Alex's spot was at 21 minutes and 12 seconds?
Isn't that the coolest?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
21:12. Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
And Josh, that's a song from Rush, just in case you're not.
I'm aware.
Oh, that's too funny.
I love their other album, 5150. It's really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he plays that striped guitar. That's amazing.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So
David Roth.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can go on forever. So how long did it take? Actually, was it just one day for you guys to do it?
Two.
I think the first day, yeah, it took us 2 days to get it all built. I think the first day we kind of planned out how, if that's what you want to call it, but we planned out how we wanted to put the pedals in there and got that worked out. And I think we started building boards for the second half of the day, and we got about maybe 70% done by the end of the first day, something like.
I think there was only 5 left when we left the first day.
Yeah,
Wow.
I remember vividly, we walked in the second day, and we kind of knew we would set the record around 11 or noon, and that's kind of what we did. We actually had it working, and then we took a break for lunch, and then I think we filmed. But so it was really the morning of the second day, I guess, if I remember that correctly. We kind of had the problems fixed, and
so you guys laid out, I guess, ahead of time, like, okay, these are the parts we're going to use, and these are the pedals that or the organization, or was it like the first day? Like, I think I saw in the video, you guys were like, how are we going to organize these pedals? And it was kind of like by section, by subtype, but and then kind of the weird ones were over here, and
it was like,
and there's just a bunch of pedals on a table,
stacks.
There was no plan. We stood around and argued politely about, do we do it by type of pedal or brand of pedal or color of pedal? I mean, it was like there were several quite ridiculous versions of how to do it. The whole thing's ridiculous.
Right.
I think that, and then what the weirdest part was how long it took to unbox the pedals. And then once you get them unboxed, Ryan's like, okay, we got to peel all the backs off and all the rubber feet. And it was like, it took hours.
Yeah. It was all good until you got to the boss pedals and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of very unglamorous work.
And Ryan, and because I saw on your pedal board, right, the pedals fit onto, like, they had some attachment or something, they fit onto the pedal board and lock in there. Is that how it is?
Yeah, so we have a quick release mounting plate that'll stick to the bottom of a pedal. Once that's on, you can align it, move it wherever you want. I know the discussion came up. It's like, well, why don't we just use a piece of duct tape? But needless to say, that didn't fly very well.
Gotcha. So that must have taken some time to get that all together and
yeah, well, you got to do something, and then you have to do it 319 times. It's gonna take time, even if it's only a minute.
Right. So the part of the thing that I wanted to mention was, I think one of the questions was why do this? Like, I think that's like the big question, you know, like, and I think for fun and to break the record and for you guys to all to get together and go to Sweetwater and have an event. Plus, Sweetwater's giving away these pedals. So that was the other criticism that I saw. People are like, oh, you could have donated this stuff or blah, blah. Like, oh, you're not reading it. They're actually giving away these pedals. So if you guys go to Sweetwater, you can actually get these pedals and get the pedal boards and everything. So I don't know, Brian, you know the info, right, on where people can go to.
It's sweetwater.com/giveaway.
There you go.
Yeah, and, you know, and I read those comments and I'm like, well, that's like asking why go to the Super Bowl. Like, that doesn't make sense. Why build the biggest pedal board? Because you can.
Right. Right.
People get really frustrated at seeing different things. It feels like there's no rhyme or reason to, like, if you just do something, there's always somebody that's like, why'd you do that? I hate you. And then,
Right. Oh, you could have spent your time on whatever. I mean, I think it's fun, you know, and why not?
Yeah.
That's my question. Why not?
Everything I've seen's been super positive. People loving it. I mean, it's a super ridiculous, silly thing. You know, it's like.
Right.
I wonder if when they do, like, I've seen a couple, like, we went up to Washington State one time and they were doing this biggest cookie or something, like, you know, it's like this big cookie out in the street. I wonder if people are like on the forums like, I hate this cookie.
Yeah. You know how many homeless people you could feed with that cookie?
A bunch of kids. I don't know if it's only gear or if it happens with like cookies.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I like some of the comments. That's not very practical. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're thinking practical at all?
Right.
I mean, being 8'11" is not very practical. It's still cool as heck. It's still world records. So yeah, it's not practical. It's awesome.
That's not practical. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, why not? And then again, you guys get to hang out with Alex Lyson and have a day of making some videos. I mean, what the hell? And Sweetwater, that place is like, if you're a musician, that's like a gold mine. Just walking in that place, right?
It's like the Google of guitar stores. It really is. I mean, they have. I mean, if you've never been there, the inside is just crazy awesome. I mean, there's a bunch of really high-end recording studios.
Mm-hmm.
They have like the best. I call it a cafe, but it's basically like this, you know, amazing restaurant inside, and there's games and stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a really cool compound, and plus, I mean, they've got. Well, I went there for Gear Fest, right? So the outside, you know, I saw Eric Johnson playing there, and just like they have the whole. I mean, they got a helipad, and I mean, it's crazy, the whole thing. It's really amazing over there. Great, a really great business, and so that's a good segue if you guys don't mind, and we'll get back to the pedal board. I just want to mention that Sweetwater they have a great exclusive going on, like a Fender Custom Shop GT11 Strat and Tellys and a Walrus Deep 6 Voyager combo pedal. They got 48-month interest-free financing, tons of giveaways on Sweetwater.com and Facebook and Instagram. So check all that stuff out because they sponsored this, and we want to give them some promotion on it too. So Rob came up with the idea, and then did he bring in any other like channels involved in this as well, or was it just all his stuff and then with you guys? I'm just curious, were there any other channels involved with this?
I think he was the only YouTuber.
Yeah.
As far as I know. Yeah. I mean, but I mean, from what it looked like, there were some other YouTubers that got boards. So I don't know at what level they were involved. Natalie probably a better person to ask about that. But
yeah, I saw.
Rob was the only one filming. Yeah.
That's why I asked, because I saw a few YouTubers had gotten some boards, so I was curious how that worked out. So, because I didn't get a board. Yeah. What the hell, you know?
I didn't get one either.
What's up with that?
I think every single board went to a YouTuber. So I'm pretty sure there's like 30 plus. What do we have? 33 boards? Yeah. So that's what I think was happening. I could be wrong. Yeah. but it's like Rob's thing.
Yeah.
I think Rob was like the perfect person to do it. His personality, his less playful Primus enthusiasm allowed him to have the proper dance step needed to turn on the pedals. I don't know if you could have found a better YouTube social media dude than Rob Gallen. I didn't know him. I had no idea who he was. I was like, who did Natalie bring along for some help? I had no idea.
It's funny.
World famous Rob Gallen.
I like to think of myself as being up on YouTubers, and I didn't know Rob either. It amazes me that sometimes you'll just find somebody and be like, and they have millions of subscribers, and like, how did I not know that? Like it's crazy. But he has a great channel, so it's obviously a cool idea of his to come up with this. He's done other stuff too. I've seen he's done like some crazy ideas and stuff, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel less bad for not knowing him either.
No, I maybe it's our demographic, our age demographic. I don't know, but I just didn't know, but now I'm glad I do. He's got a cool channel. So we actually have a super chat. So someone's Wyatt Willis said, "You guys should just have saved time and had Mr. Scott throw his personal collection on the floor and call it a day. LOL. Just kidding. Great job, guys."
Hey, well, I asked Josh that. I said, Josh, I know I got more pedals than this, don't you? And he's like, oh, we have at least 1,200 pedals in my back pocket. And I was like, well, dang. I said, you're just going to go home and beat the record, huh? But it takes a lot of effort to do.
All these vintage pedals need batteries, though. We got
That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, it'd be horrible because by the time we troubleshoot down the line, the batteries are dead on the front end.
Exactly. That's hysterical. I can only imagine, like just putting it together and then thinking like, oh, like was there one time where you had a problem and you guys were just like, oh my God, or like you said, it was pretty easy. But
no, Ryan had it figured out. Ryan had it figured out right away. We had an issue where I think it was probably even one of my pedals didn't like playing with, I think maybe it was our delay workstation or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan. But it didn't really like being on the same supply as the Strymon. We had one issue like that. We had an issue that wanted dual independent supplies, and I think that took us a little bit to work out. But those supplies, again, Ryan should give us the details on it because it's worth every guitar player's attention. Those supplies really were quiet, and you could resolve any issue that would normally plague you. And I know that Josh and Brian and I were extremely impressed with the noise level and the compatibility of high current units. Usually when you get delays and big digital devices, they want to make a lot of noise and influence noise in other pedals that wouldn't normally be there. And man, it just worked out. It was that really that did it. That was the one time where it was like, is my pedal bad? Is this supply not going to work? Are we going to have to add more supplies or what? But got it worked out.
That's amazing. And the noise level was minimal at best. I mean, I didn't hear any noise when you guys in the video, but it sounded like there was no hiss or anything really. Well,
we used there was at least one or if not two gates. I think it would have actually only taken one. So one noise gate, and unless you guys think differently about it, but I thought that noise gate was extremely effective and allowed us to do those nice parts where we were playing the effects along with Rob's live performance.
Which noise gates did you use?
Well, I knew that the MXR had a smart gate on the Eddie Van Halen pedal. I forget what that pedal's called, and then there was an NS2, I think.
Yeah.
So, the MXR was on when it was on, but I guess the simple NS2 must have carried the day, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Yeah, I use them both. They're both great noise gates. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if we can just tell people the pedals were organized by type, right? So it was like one pedal board would be distortions, another pedal board would be compressors, another pedal, right? That's how it was. And how are they connected to each other? Josh, if you want to tell us.
We just started. I think we generally approach, we built boards out like here's overdrives, which obviously was several boards. There's a few wah boards. and we put the boards in series order like you would an effects chain. So I think we tried to put, delays were at the end and reverbs at the end and drive, kind of like you would lay out a normal pedal board, but instead of the one overdrive, you have 50 or whatever, and just kind of placed it in a big series chain. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, it's just crazy. Did you guys play through it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I played Back in Black.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so big that it's kind of unusable. I mean, it's not like if you want to stomp on an overdrive, you have 40 pedals that are an overdrive, 50 pedals, whatever it was. And a third of those, I think Josh determined was Tube Screamer clones.
No, it was 40% of all the drives were Tube Screamers of some sort. Right?
10% of the pedals. 10% of the pedals.
10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
10% of all the pedals
Wow.
were Tube Screamers.
Two Screamer type pedals.
Yeah, Tube Screamer topology circuit, yeah.
Yeah, because they had to be. All pedals had to be unique. They had to be.
Yeah,
different.
like you got My Moonshine or Robert's, everybody's versions of Tube Screamers, and so we added it all up to be funny, and it was like pretty surprising, 10%.
Did you have a bonsai on there?
I did. I don't remember. No, I don't. Yeah. No, I don't. There were
I think there was. I think
there was a muffaletta. I don't remember. I know there were a lot of pedals on the boards, and
So
Actually, you know what, Josh, you said something on one of your the other day about this, and made me think. In one of the videos I saw it, you're like, man, there's so many pedals. Actually, those 319 is just like a rounding error in the amount of pedals in the universe, right? Because there's, even though it seems like a large collection, it's certainly unpractical. But but those 319 pedals are just a drop in the bucket. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
It's worth saying all of these pedals are new manufactured pedals available at Sweetwater. And if you start, just start in 1965 and go this way, it's insane. It's totally insane. There's got to be 50,000 pedals. There's more than that. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. There's so many companies and different pedals out there. It's you could have.
Electro harmonics alone, like, geez. there's probably 30 memory men, at like version. It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy to think about what a drop in the bucket this record is technically.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just the companies that Sweetwater sells. So there's a whole host of companies out there that.
There's so much other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. So the last record you were involved with, Brian, right? And that I think I know one of the guys that was Aljan.
Aljan was part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just curious, how did you get involved in that?
Oh gosh.
And were you any of the other guys involved with that, or just Brian?
I'm not sure. Did you guys do that?
I wasn't. No.
That's been 11 years ago, so it's been a bit.
I wasn't even. I don't even think I had a website. I had started No Set. I wasn't there. I didn't know anything.
Yeah, I think someone just emailed me at some point, and I was going to be at that summer NAMM, and so I just asked to be a part. If I could go there and hang out while they did it, and it was, if I recall right, it wasn't. So nothing against. I think the guy's name is Joe King that did that, but it wasn't as organized and put together as Sweetwater. It was more, you could tell like it was a bunch of guitar players that said, hey, let's get together in a room in some bar somewhere and build the biggest pedal board.
Did you guys actually build it, or did you just chain boards together?
It was just chained like pedal trains or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but they were like or boards that were already built that people just brought in, or you actually built the boards?
Yeah, there was. If I recall right, there were several boards that people would just build at home and bring in, and they would chain them together.
Ah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's. I was telling Natalie, I'm like, if for the next year that you do this, assuming there's a next time,
Right.
like we got to get Ryan to make just one big ass pedal board, that's about 40 feet wide.
I suggested it.
Did you?
Yeah, you had this bracket idea. I think we'll see it.
Yeah, so that was so there was a thought of having it as one giant pedal board as opposed to separate boards connected to each other.
Yeah, that's originally what I thought they wanted to do, but then there was the small hiccup that everything had to be commercially available, and
okay.
so
Yeah,
we
'cause
had
the original discussion. Ryan and I were at Sweetwater doing a sales meeting or something, and Natalie came in, and we had the discussion about the boards. And I remember, Ryan, which I wish it had worked, you pitched, what if we had this big bracket that each board snapped into to make a giant actual board?
yeah.
It would have weighed like 1,000 pounds, though.
Yeah, and if you wanted to click on the pedal in the middle of the pedal board, it'd be a little difficult.
Like walkways.
You'd have to build some sort of pathway over the top of it, like a bridge,
Or just make it really long.
or really long. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why. And what cable did you guys use?
That
This-
EBS.
this is amazing. What were they called? EWS?
EBS?
Oh, the EBS. Not a single failure.
No, impossible.
Yeah,
I
I don't
I've never
understand
seen
how
that before.
happens.
No, I don't. It's those flat EBS. So impressed.
Wow.
I still don't believe it. I think somebody was there in the shadows switching stuff out.
And we didn't just pick out all the good ones either. It was literally just a giant box
We
of
didn't-
cable
Yeah.
that Matt brought in, and we just took all the tags off, threw them in a box, and just at random, we were just grabbing random cables. No cable testers beforehand, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember we're like halfway through. I look over at Ryan. I was like, "We cable tested these, right? Is there a cable tester?" And I don't remember what you said, but it was like, "Nope, no one has tested anything." Or it might have been Matt Duncan, but either way, it's pretty shocking.
That is. That is.
Imagine if we could use like George Elser lava cable.
Oh,
We'd all
yeah.
have Band-Aids on our thumbs today.
And we'd have had to stay for like 2 weeks just to troubleshoot everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to get some of those EBS cables.
Yeah, they were pretty fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And really, the power supply. I was talking to Ryan about it. That power supply is so amazing. I have to get several of those when they come out.
When are they coming
If they're
out?
not out already.
Well, technically they came out last month already because we had we had to release it in time for the show.
Oh, okay.
Or for the world's largest pedal board. We've got a large batch of units in production right now. We're hoping just a couple weeks here before they'll be ready to ship out, because now people know it exists and everyone seemingly wants to get their hands on it.
What's the retail price, if you don't mind?
Retail is $149.
Oh, it's
So
reasonable.
we tried to target it reasonable. One of the biggest things is basically every channel is the same. So it doesn't matter if it's a low current pedal or a high current pedal, or whether it's 9 volts or 15 volts or 18 volts, anything random, you can use any channel. So I find that's kind of a big thing in the industry. It's, well, how much power do I need? Now people don't have to think about how much power do I need. It's just how many pedals do I need to plug in.
Wow. And
Really
how many slots does it have?
So there's 5 channels, each of which you can do 9 volts at 660 milliamps. Goes down as the voltage goes up, obviously, but it's enough to power literally, as we discovered, any pedal. The only case where we had to use 2 channels to double the current was on the whammy board. because those whammies, they needed 1.2 amps per pedal.
Yeah, and speaking of amps, Robert, you and Ryan figured out how many amps the entire pedal board was. Do you remember that?
This is
Yeah,
nuts.
it's fun.
It was ridiculous.
It is.
Because it
I think
comparisons
the
to
final-
Marshalls, right?
Say it again.
Didn't you do the math on the Marshalls versus the
Yeah,
board?
the way it came out was really kind of great in my mind. I think the most accurate numbers are, because I think I misspoke in one of the videos, but we'll let the internet find that. And then I'm surprised they haven't already. But I think the accurate number confirmed by Ohm's Law and Sweetwater, and I checked it out too, is that it was 1,000 watts. That one is right. That one seems very close. 1,000 watts worth of pedal boards, putting it at above the 700 watts of music output power that the Marshalls, can put out. I think that's hysterical. I think that's really awesome. Really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
More wattage on the pedal board than the wall of Marshalls.
Yeah.
And someone
I mean,
asked,
isn't that like 1.2 horsepower? So we had 1.2 or 1.4 horsepower of pedal power. That's so awesome.
it is. And nothing burnt out. No, that's just amazing.
Nothing failed completely. Nothing.
We didn't put a tumnus at 18 volts.
Not this time. Not this time. There's always next time.
That's awesome. And then Natalie, I want to give her a shout out to Natalie Tower from Sweetwater. So she was behind getting this all organized, I believe, with you guys. So, and helped organize this show with me and you guys. So I want to thank Natalie for that. So is there a plan for anything next, or this is it? Like you guys you're done?
I haven't heard one way or the other.
Natalie's probably has about 7 or 8 emails out to us about her next project, where we build the largest pedal board on the tallest building in the world. Natalie's got enough energy to leap buildings in a single bound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guarantee that the next one will be even more hard. And she's like, that was too easy for them. They got it working. We're going to do it bigger and better next time. I think that's what she's actually thinking.
Right.
Until this episode we're doing now, I hadn't really thought about moving on. I just thought it was over, and now I'm sitting here going, I know Natalie, and now there's going to be something crazy. It'll be like largest pedal board on a glacier, or
Right.
like it'll be like the Sweetwater helicopter will carry us to the crest of a volcano.
The most guitarists playing the largest pedal board.
Yeah, it's actually why I'm pretty confident she already has ideas, just knowing her the little bit that I do.
It's like it's going to be a TV show, naked and pedal board building. Here, let me bend over and turn that on for you.
Some kind of weird mix of Survivor and that Bear Grylls guy. Like you drop a person in the wilderness with a guitar rig. They have to find the largest pedal board to survive or something.
Like coconuts and nails for battery power, right? Just give it some pennies, some nails, and some coconuts. Here, go make a pedal board.
I like it. Or pedal board and dating. Can mix that together. Something, I don't know. But I just want to thank you guys. We've probably exhausted the amount of things that we can talk about with the pedal board. But I want to thank all you guys for being involved in it. So this is another question actually I have. Is your name going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records? How's this going to be presented?
Yeah, we got these little certificates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
So when that book comes out, or online somewhere, you look it up, whenever it gets published, you guys will be listed on there, that's cool. That's super cool.
They better be in there.
Exactly.
Do you guys ever get like the paperback books of those things? I mean, I don't know how nerdy I am, but I used to go through those things. I used to have like 3 or 4 years worth of them. You just kind of go through them.
I haven't had it in a long time, but I mean, shit, if my name was in it, I'd be getting one.
I don't get the books, but I've drank the beer.
That's always good. You like a black and tan, or you just like it?
I like both of them actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite record, Robert? Is it like the 10-foot long fingernail? Is that one of your?
That's one of the most frightening pictures because they always like to shock you with that one, right? But no, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of, you know. Now his last name jumped on me. It starts with a W. But Robert Waldrow, 8'11" tall, the world's tallest man. Kind of like where it all comes together in my mind, the Guinness Book of World Records. So I've thumbed through that book numerous times. The fingernails and the tallest man. Yep, those get you.
Yeah, I have to. Of course, the fattest person. I remember that too.
Oh yeah.
The heaviest person. Everything.
I'm just glad we're part of this now. The fingernails, the tall people.
Refrigerator cleaners.
Yeah, like at our memorials, they're gonna do that thing where they're like, Robert leaves behind da da, nephews, and the world record for this.
Exactly. You guys.
That is a good legacy.
You guys and Evel Knievel.
That's right. Now you're talking.
Yeah, I loved Evel. I loved Evel Knievel when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
So, well, yeah. What were you gonna say? Was that Ryan?
Oh,
go ahead, Josh.
I was just saying I was trying to explain to my kids how much cooler I am, but they're not buying it yet. So.
You got to get the book. So,
yeah, I'll get the book and then we'll work it out. It'll be fine.
If you're like, here's the nail guy and here's me. So anyway, I want to thank all you guys for taking the time to be on the show. Everybody who's watching, please hit subscribe. Please check out all these guys' pedals. Check out JHS pedals, Temple pedals, Wampler pedals, and Keeley pedals. Please, all these guys make amazing products. Again, Dave apologizes he couldn't make it. He's getting prepared to go to Europe, and he's just swamped. And plus, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to fit 6 people on the show. So it all worked out great. I appreciate you guys. Natalie, thanks again over at Sweetwater. Guys, check out the link below where my finger's pointing somewhere. And I'm going to have a link for Sweetwater, and also in the description below, you'll have a link for the Sweetwater stuff and for the giveaway. And I'm not sure when our next show is going to be, so I'll announce that on social media. And again, you guys are awesome. Thanks for taking the time to come on during the day when you're working, building pedals. So making up great pedals for all of us. So
well, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks,
hey
guys.
Let's figure out how to break another record together. I like working with you guys. Let's find another one we can get Natalie and Matt Duncan to push us along in.
That's a great idea, actually.
We can find something else.
Biggest pedal board on a moving semi-truck or something.
There you go.
Or the largest pedal.
Yeah.
I think John Cusack built that.
Yes, he did. I saw that.
It would be amazing to do the world's largest tube screamer and make it like the size of a car, but we'd have to like actually make the parts, like we'd have to make resistors out of coil, like
we can do it. We can do it.
Yeah,
every part has to be scaled.
Yeah, every part is scaled, and it's like truly ridiculous.
You can walk through it. You can walk.
That would be awesome. That'd be so cool. Yeah.
Yes.
That would be cool.
I hope Natalie's watching this.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
I know if Natalie's watching this, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
World's largest tube screamer. I would be all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's cool. All right. Well, you heard it here first. All right. Yeah. All right, you guys, hang on while I hang up. Everybody who's watching, please subscribe and hit the like button and check out these guys' channels and all their stuff. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.